Hi, I'm Grace Kelmer, back with another episode of Mendel Center Connections. Last week, Mike Dodalski and I shared that the next few episodes would be a bit different, featuring the artists who will be performing at the Drive-In Live concerts coming up this August and September. In this episode, I work my way through the artists who will be performing on the August 9th concert. You'll hear from them in reverse order. First, Andrew Fisher of the Andrew Fisher Quartet, who will perform at 8 p.m., then Jenna Mammina, who will perform at 7 p.m., and finally, I crash a rehearsal with Doc Revolver. They will be performing at 6 p.m. Again, that's all this Sunday, August 9th. Tickets are still available now at themendelcenter.com, where there's also more information about what we're doing to ensure a safe and fun return to live performances. And now, here are the interviews. I am here with Andrew Fisher of the Andrew Fisher Quartet, who is going to be playing at the very first Drive-In Live concert coming up this Sunday, August 9th. And so, Andrew, it's good to see you. How are you?
Doing good, Grace. How are you? Thank you so much for having me and having my group. We're looking forward to this concert for sure.
Yeah, this is really exciting. It's going to be our first time getting back to live performances after being stuck
Yeah.
for a while. So we're looking forward to doing that in a nice, safe way and really highlighting some wonderful local artists like yourself.
Absolutely. It feels good to be able to perform. We haven't been able to do much of anything this year so far. So being able to have that opportunity and outlet speaks a lot, and trust me, we're very grateful.
Oh, that's great. Yeah. So I guess it's been pretty quiet for you as well. Have you done anything online, or are you just kind of waiting it out until you can get back?
Well, we've been doing some things online, but we've been honestly, this has kind of been we've considered this year a vacation almost. So we've been relaxing a bit, and we've actually done more creative things. We're a lot more writing, especially since we've had a lot of downtime. We've just been writing a lot more music. So probably after this is done, we'll have a couple albums ready to go when this is over.
That's fantastic. That's
Yeah.
great. That's a nice kind of silver lining, I guess, if you're all staying healthy, to be able to actually get something creative and productive out of it.
Yeah, absolutely. You just take, you roll with the punches, things happen. And of course, this whole situation has hit performing arts, the arts in general, really hard. But, a lot of times being able to take a step back and, look through things, look through your life, it can create some really interesting things. And music wise, that's definitely something that happens.
Sure. So for people who aren't familiar, can you tell people a little bit about the style of music that the quartet plays and what they can expect?
Yeah, absolutely. We are a pop jazz fusion group. We love to pretty much our favorite thing to do is mess with everything. Our primary genres we love to play in is R&B, soul, Motown. We even go into rock. We go into modern. We go into old. We just love to play. Our original music especially reflects that in a lot of ways. We have original music like "Embrace the Sun" to "Wonderland," "Family Reunion." All of these songs that we've written are a lot of them are personal things that we've all experienced or just stories we want to tell, whether it be through the music or through just the lyrics as well. We're a group of guys who we've met over the years, and we just love playing music. We all had a chance to, we went through college and met through that course, and we just love having fun and jamming and just being in our element, which is music.
That's great. And you've actually played on the main stage at the Mendel Center before, right? I think you were just there just last fall, weren't you?
The main stage were we? Yes, we
The
were.
Climbing to the Moon.
Oh, yes. Me personally,
And
yeah.
it was a sold-out fundraiser for the Citadel Dance and Music Center.
Yes,
You were
that was actually a
prime at
blast.
that night.
Yeah, well, that's one thing about being a musician is you do other things, and that was a fun event that I was able to help put together. And then, of course, it was a dream come true because I got to sing Frank Sinatra music for an entire night, and people tell me I do a really good Frank Sinatra impression, so I take that to heart. Yeah, that was fun. I was sung on the Mendel stage in several situations with the likes of like the Citadel, also with the Symphony, SMSO. So I've had Mendel Center is a place I've been around since I've been in this neighborhood in this area since the 90s. So I mean, the Mendel Center has kind of been that place that cool things happen there. So.
Oh, that's great to hear. It's fun to see you kind of boomerang back in and out of the building and around the community. And it's one thing that's been nice for us over the past couple months is that it has, as we're all kind of thinking more local, it's given us a reason as the Mendel Center. Like you said, you've been on the main stage before a number of times, but usually with another organization, with the symphony or with
Mm,
Citadel, or
right.
with the LMC Performing Arts Department, however it might be. But then this is giving the Mendel Center, and myself as part of the programming team, a chance to actually help deepen those relationships a little bit more, and bring in whole slates of local performers, which has been really cool. And to get you guys all up on a multi-person bill has been really fun.
Right. Absolutely. The one thing about this area, and I'll always be the advocate for it, is there is a lot of talent that's here. There are a lot of good groups. I mean, even the groups that are performing with us that day, the coming day, also the groups that are slated to perform after us. This area has a lot of stellar local music, and my goal and my dream is to let people see just how great this area does have when it comes to music. It may not be thought of that much, but I promise you, the circles I've been able to travel in this area alone, I've been working pretty heavily in this area for the last 10 years, and I can tell you that there's a lot here that everybody in this area should be proud of.
Mm-hmm. For sure. I think it's disproportionate. Yeah, which is great in a good way. Yeah. Are all of the quartet members local to this area, or do they?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's local, homegrown. Myself, I grew up in Berrien Springs. Then my two other bandmates, it's Bruce Anderson and Glenn McFarland. They play piano and drums respectively. They grew up in Benton Harbor. And then our bass player, Dustin Lau, he grew up in New Buffalo. So we're all local guys here.
Awesome. All right. Well, thank you, Andrew, for taking some time to talk with me today. And we look forward to seeing you in just a few short days.
Awesome, Grace. We're looking forward to it. We're excited. We're going to bring a lot of original music and some really good covers as well. So even though people will be in their cars or out spread apart, but we're ready to have some fun and play some good music for everybody.
Looking forward to it, and hopefully everybody else is too. So make sure to come out and see the Andrew Fisher Quartet. And that is this Sunday, August 9th, and his set begins at 8 p.m. All right, we'll see you there.
See ya.
Hi, and here I am with Jenna Mammina, who is our second performer on the lineup for this Sunday, August 9th. And Jenna, it's good to see you. How are you?
I'm doing great, Grace. How are you?
I'm doing well. Yeah, we've just been chatting before I hit record a little bit about what the music industry looks like right now. You're also, in addition to being based locally, you also you travel some, and you're involved in that national music scene.
I'm not based locally, actually. I live in California.
Oh my gosh, really?
But I've been based here because of COVID.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, born and raised here. Born and raised in Benton Harbor.
Okay, I didn't realize that you weren't here full time anymore, but you just seem like such a fixture of Southwest Michigan.
Oh, thank you.
Let's just be that every time you're in town, I recognize it, but I didn't realize that wasn't where you were full time anymore. So
I am in town a lot. It feels good to be here. It's good to be here. My mom is here. My brother is here. I have, my little bubble of people that I spend a little bit of time with, but my dog and I we hang.
Mm-hmm. Good. Well, you were also telling me that you've been doing quite a bit online with teaching and performances, and some daily things that you're doing on Facebook as well. So what have you been doing to keep busy over the last few months with your music or otherwise?
Well, I've been a teacher. I teach yoga and I teach music. I teach performance. So some of it is vocal and some of it's with instrumentalists as far as performing on stage and working with different musicians. And I had some students that were virtual beforehand, but now I have more of that and less at the same time. It's changed. And gig-wise, I've been posting my gigs for a few years, ever since Facebook Live, and then before that you could do different things. I've been on that wagon, but now it's, like you said, we're all getting our technology together and mics and mixers and stuff. But I do have a show that I do every day. I started in March. It's called 11:11 with Jenna. And one March morning, I just pressed record live at 11:11, and I've done it ever since. And I've done over 260 shows. So I do 11:11 a.m. and 11:11 p.m. 7 time, 7 mornings, 7 nights, 14 times a week.
Wow, that is really impressive, that consistency, and that I am sensing that maybe that's part of your meditative practice of keeping that rhythm.
And I teach meditation on Monday nights, but the rest of the nights I have a guest on, musicians, artists, doctors, lawyers. You, sometime I would love to have you on as a guest, and teachers and students. And then during the day, I'm on, and sometimes I have guests, but most of the time people just pop on, or we just talk about life and what people had for breakfast and how people are surviving, what people are. And the sunsets have been incredible lately, by the way. So that's been another thing that I like to do.
Wonderful. So for people who aren't as familiar with your music, can you talk a little bit about your style and your writing and what people might expect from you on Sunday?
Well, so that's been another great thing. So Tom Costanzo, who I'm working with on Sunday, we happened to meet on Facebook about a year ago. He messaged me about a year ago at this time, messaged me and said, "You don't know me, but I'm friends with," and I taught someone, my friend Johan, and he said, if I'm ever in St. Joe, to meet up with you. And so I responded, and we live really close to each other. He and his wife, Wendy, live right over there, and I'm here. And we started rehearsing last summer for a few gigs. And since the pandemic, we've been getting together quite often. We do gigs in his driveway. And we've done a couple of gigs in Michigan. And we're starting to write together. So we've come up with some new songs. I don't identify as any style of singer. I'm a singer of songs. I'm a vocalist. I'm a vocal stylist. I like jazz. I like country. I like pop. I've been in a hip hop group, but I guess some people like to call me a jazz vocalist. I think song stylist, songwriter. And when I find a song that I love, either that I've written or that I hear and it resonates with my heart, I try to sing it. Mm-hmm. So that's what we'll be doing this weekend. He's a great guitar player, and we're having fun exploring. So we'll be doing that. We'll be like, let's try it and see. A lot of the stuff that we'll do on Sunday, we've never performed live before.
Wow. Okay. Well, sounds like a treat. I'm looking forward to it quite a bit, and I hope you are as well. We're excited to get back to some live performances in a safe way, both for the artists and for people coming to watch. So I hope people will come out. That's this Sunday at 9. And Jenna, you and Tom will be starting your performance at 7 p.m. So we look forward to seeing you then.
And it's a drive-in, right?
It is. Yeah.
How fun.
Yep, you drive in, and so everyone has a spot to park and a spot to set out chairs and enjoy it outside if they would like to do it more tailgate style. So
cool. Well, thank you very much for keeping music alive. That's been my brother Mitch and my brother Nino and I. That was our keeping music alive. And in this community, there's so many things that happen in the summer, and the majority of them were canceled. I've been canceled over 90 gigs at this point, but I love that you guys are doing what you're doing, and keep doing it. Please. Thank you.
We will. Thank you for being involved, and we'll see you in just a few days.
Okay.
Great. I'm here tonight with Doc Revolver. They've actually been gracious enough to let me crash their rehearsal. They are going to be opening up the first concert this Sunday on August 9th. And so here they are from their rehearsal space. So happy to see you guys. Hello, thank you for joining me.
Hello, everybody.
Hi. So first, there are a bunch of you. So why don't you go around and introduce yourselves with your name and maybe what instrument or instruments, as it were, that you play.
Start with the back row.
Yeah. So Chris Hartnett, I play guitar. Used to play bass until Zach came into the band. Way better at bass playing. So I'm glad to be back on guitar.
Greg Bauman, drums and keyboard. I'm Zach Saylor, play the bass, as Chris said.
Fred Roderick, trombone, some drums, some vocals, and I shake the shaker when I'm bored.
Mike Plusky, I do keys and vocals. I'm Catherine Standiford, and I do vocals.
Awesome. Great. Well, it's good to meet all of you. And some of you I know already. So good to see you again from afar. So your name is Doc Revolver, and you call yourselves doctors and engineers by day, musicians by night. Tell us a little bit about how you guys came together as a group and what that's been like.
Sure. Yeah. So Chris is a PhD, and I'm a veterinarian. So that's where the doc part kind of came from. And then the revolving part has to do with how talented everybody is, and how everybody plays different musical instruments. So throughout the set, you'll notice people changing instruments and playing songs with different instruments. These guys are all from Whirlpool. I am a veterinarian, so I'm not from Whirlpool, but Mike and I know each other. Our significant others work together at the hospital up in Lakeland.
Awesome. Yeah. So how long have you been together as a band?
I guess we've been probably jamming together for 3 years.
About
I think
that
so.
long,
Yeah.
yeah.
It's kind of a slow start because we kind of all got together in a jam space I had in Benton Harbor, and then it's kind of just slowly evolved over time. We've added people and just kind of built up a critical mass. I think over the last 2 years, and maybe a year ago we started playing out. About that time frame.
Yeah. Only 2 months for me though. I just joined and kicked Chris off the bass.
Yeah, I'm off the bass. Thankfully.
So what have the last few months been like? I imagine that it's been slow on the music front for you.
Yeah, it's been pretty slow. We started off the quarantine time not doing anything. So we really stopped around beginning of February, mid-February.
For about 3 months.
Yeah,
so.
and just got back together recently. We had there's another guy who was playing with us, and he was sort of affected by the COVID, him and his significant others. So he did something pretty noble and decided he was going to really limit his exposure, and made sure he stayed home. So we lost him. They're both doing okay, but we like to send love to them. And then that's sort of the story of how Zach joined us. He seemed to get along, and now we've got him.
Great, yeah, and then happy to be one of your first gigs back out in the real world.
Absolutely.
Now,
Thank you. Yes, we're looking
We've
forward
had
to
one or two to dust off the cobwebs, so we should bring our A game, ready to rock.
Yeah,
so I think you were at Silver Harbor, right? A couple times.
Yes.
Good.
I would add, most of us are working from home and not doing anything for 3-4 months, getting kind of depressing. So having gigs again, and at least for me, getting out on the golf course feels like sanity.
This guy's over in the corner just practicing his swing whenever he's not playing.
I think he shot like a 45 the other day. No, like 41. He was upset.
Cool. Well, thank you so much for taking a few minutes out of your rehearsal to talk to me today. And I hope everyone comes out to see you guys perform this Sunday, August 9th, and your set begins at 6 p.m. So we look forward to seeing you there. See you in a few days.
Yeah, we look forward to seeing everyone.
Can't wait.
Yeah.